Exactly 44 minutes past 8.
Six Music News.
Therefore, time for the music news with Georgie.
Yes. Now, Terry Hall from The Specials, Norman Jay and Don Letts took the decks last night after the Charlatans played a greatest hit set at the Garage in London to honour clothing company Fred Perry's 60th anniversary. Terry follows the likes of Andrew Weatherall, The Horrors and Africa Bambaataa, who've all been involved in the Subsonic Live series. Now, The Specials have had a busy summer of shows around the world, concluding with a performance at the Olympics closing ceremony gig with Blair and New Order. I met up with Terry Hall yesterday ahead of his DJ set, and he started by telling me how he prepares for a night behind the decks.
I'm never quite sure. Just take everything I've got and then see what happens. I don't think you can sort of... Well, I can't sort of gauge it before I'm actually there because I don't know who's there or who's not there.
Have you got any tracks that you know, whatever happens, that track will get people going?
It's Raining Men. Whether it's raining or not, that always goes down well.
In terms of like new music, are you aware of new music? Are you aware of sort of newer bands coming up? Do you kind of sit?
I hear things, but but I grew up in a very sort of exciting period, really. I think I want to be excited by new bands, but I find it quite difficult. People say, "Oh, I've got to listen to Jack White," so I listen to Jack White, and I think, well, that's okay. And I think there's been so many records made since 1920 that there's loads to look at. Anyway, it doesn't have to be something like Mumford and Sons, who really irritate me, like beyond words. They were on a festival with us. It was funny because like backstage there was like drum risers and electric guitars, and then in this corner there's all like little penny whistles. And do you ever get the urge to run at something and knock it all over?
And how does it feel, sort of playing with the Specials and being in the group and seeing people's reactions to your music? It's still strong, you know.
It's quite rewarding, personally rewarding, because I think when we formed our band we were sort of 18 years old, and now, well, I'm the youngest and I'm 53, so we sort of didn't expect to be doing it now, and so that's quite nice. And this time round we're sort of friends. Well, some of us are, and that's really good, to be sort of rekindle friendships, and just to get on with people that you grew up with is quite nice.
And what's life like when you are on the road these days?
When I'm on the road?
Yeah.
Great. I don't see the band that much. I see them on stage and then I avoid them, really do, like the plague, off stage. So it's great.
And musically, do you ever sit at home, do you find the urge to write ever?
Yeah, but we haven't sort of definitively written anything for the Specials, because we're still unsure about whether we want to do that. But I tend to sort of just write generally anyway, and when an idea for a project comes up, then I've got some ideas or a catalogue of ideas.
And could you see yourself sort of doing some little, more solo projects, or working in some other guises or previous guises?
I don't know. I wanted the Fun Boy 3 to support the Specials in the summer, and the Specials wouldn't let us, which I couldn't work out because we are the same group. Next year, we've been asked to do a thing called South by Southwest in Texas, and we've never done that, so we might start the year off with that. But that's the only thing on the horizon, really.
What a candid man he is, isn't he?
I know, very frank and open about Mumford and Sons.